Police officers often find themselves dealing with unfamiliar individuals. But what happens when the people they have to apprehend are their own friends?
You know you ain't got a driver's license.
Don't do this, please.
I got to.
Man, goddamn, Michael. Please.
Here are two instances of such arrests, starting with the case of Buck Preston.
What? You know you ain't
goddamn, Michael.
You know you ain't got a driver's license.
Don't do this, please.
I got to.
Man, goddamn, Michael. Please.
I got to.
No, listen to me.
No.
Please, just listen to
Sheriff
me.
sent me.
The sheriff.
Sheriff, captain, I mean, they've seen you driving, we gotta get you.
Living in a small town has its drawbacks, including the fact that everyone knows each other, including the local law enforcement officers. The town sheriff claims to have spotted Buck driving his Chevy pickup, but every cop in town is aware that Buck doesn't possess a valid driver's license. So, how does Buck intend to explain his way out of his situation?
I'm telling you, I'm just trying to tell you something. Listen, if you listen to me. The person that was driving this truck just jumped out of the fucking on goddamn Lake Morality, and goddamn, I had no other way to get it here, buddy. I swear to God, I'm not going to drive it no more. I promise you.
No, I got to.
Goddamn, Michael, please.
31 to 28. You 51 this way?
That's crazy, bro. I just passed it.
You just passed him?
Yeah, on 67. No, he didn't. I swear to God, he didn't. Michael, I just swear to God, if you listen to me, bro, I swear to God.
I'm about to right now, sir. If he's stating someone jumped out behind the wheel.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get my truck home. That's it.
Buck.
Bro, I swear to God, bro.
You can't get a driver's license in the state of Florida, dude. That's how bad it is.
According to Buck, his friend was initially driving his truck, but left him stranded near a lake, leaving him with no choice but to drive home himself. Unfortunately for Buck, we are in the 21st century, and the officer reminds him that he could have easily called someone with a valid license for a ride, emphasizing that he still violated the law, regardless of the circumstances. As expected, Buck did not take this news well.
I get it, but man, you still can't drive, bro. Pull it off the road and wait till someone has a valid license.
What?
Let's go.
That's crazy, dude. Would you tell him?
Let's go, Buck. I'm not playing this game.
What do you mean? I'm telling you the truth.
Nobody jumped out. God damn it! I'm hit on the wrong foot.
Man, I'm trying to tell you something.
Ain't nobody jumped out, Buck.
Yes, they did. Kevin, did they not?
Stay out of this, Kevin.
Did they not?
Kevin, back up.
Kevin, you stay out of this.
Did they not jump out?
Back up, Kevin.
God damn, dude.
I'm trying to get respect when you gonna run from me like that. Get up.
Despite the brief duration of the chase, it only added another charge to Buck's already lengthy list of offenses. Given the close-knit community, this police chase is bound to become the town's hot topic. Some details of the ground struggle were omitted, but the police reported that Buck resisted arrest to the point where they had to deploy a taser to subdue him. The video resumes when Buck is fully restrained and handcuffed. Subsequently, he is taken to the officer's patrol car and driven back to the station, visibly furious. During this drive, Buck decided to make the conversation personal.
I don't talk to you about your mom in this. I don't give a fuck if you talk to me about my mom or not. Leave my family out of this, dog.
All I'm saying is this. Would she be proud of you, Mom, for sticking that fucking taser to me when I was not even resisting when you done that?
You were resisting.
What the fuck I was? You had me.
Yeah, that's why we had each other in headlocks. Whatever. Look, Buck.
Yeah.
Stop bringing my mom into it.
Real proud too, huh?
There is limited information available about what happened to Buck following this video, but it is likely that he faced charges for driving without a license and resisting arrest. There is also the possibility of an additional charge for fleeing to elude an officer, which is a felony carrying a 5-year prison sentence. However, it is more probable that the officer chose to charge his friend with a misdemeanor, resulting in only a couple of months in jail. The next case involves a suspect who did not receive the same leniency, as it wasn't just an ordinary civilian breaking the law. It was a fellow police officer.
Hello, how you doing? Reason I stopped you is your right brake light is out. Who do you work for?
So did you stop me because my right brake light is out?
Yeah.
Or did you stop me to ask me who I work for?
Well, I'm asking you both.
DCS.
What?
DCS.
DCS. What's DCS?
You don't know what
Department
DCS?
of Children's Services?
As mentioned earlier, the suspect, Petra Egerton, was initially pulled over due to a broken brake light. However, the officer quickly noticed something unusual. police badge hanging around Petra's neck. Firstly, the officer does not recognize Petra as a fellow officer, and it's also unusual to see a cop driving a vehicle with a broken light.
See your license then? Do you have your badge on you? Like your ID badge?
I have a badge for
Being a police officer.
See, this is what you're asking me all those questions.
Right.
You're saying to stop me for my right brake light.
So, if you're a police officer, you understand what probable cause is, right?
So what's the probable cause?
Your right brake light's out.
My right brake light wasn't out when you followed me out of the gas station.
Yeah, it is. It's out right now.
The car wasn't even on when you followed me out of the
Doesn't
gas
matter. You're driving with a brake light out on the streets, so it's an
station.
equipment
Okay,
violation.
You followed me out of the gas station.
I saw it when you were pulling out.
Something about Petra's demeanor raises red flags for the officer. She appears defensive, closed off, and gives evasive answers to questions that a genuine cop would readily address.
Look, long story short, I just want to know who you work for.
And that's the issue. Why do you want to know who I work for?
Because I've never seen you around here before. You're not a police officer that works here.
You don't know who I am. If
That's
you just
right.
said you never seen me.
Right. So, are you a police officer or are you not a police officer?
So because a black person walks into a store with a badge and a gun, it's an issue.
That has
But
nothing to do
never
with you
seen
being
me.
black. Are you a police officer or you're not a police officer?
Not a police officer.
You're not a police officer?
No.
So why would you go into Quick Trip and get free food with your badge and gun?
Because I'm an officer. You don't have to be a police officer to go in there. I've been doing it for 3 years.
So you're not a certified police
It's
officer.
not probable cause. It's a personal thing.
There are numerous ways for a police officer to confirm their affiliation with a particular agency, such as providing the department's name and supervisor for verification by another officer. This process would only take a few minutes, and any real police officer would be aware of it. The fact that Petra becomes defensive instead and makes it personal is a major cause for concern. Furthermore, Petra seems unaware of the gravity of her actions. Just moments before, she was displaying her badge and firearm to a cashier in a store and walking out with free food meant for cops. This goes beyond impersonation. It's theft. The officer must get to the bottom of it.
Did I steal from
Are you
Quick Trip?
Yeah, if you're not a police officer.
I did not steal from Quick Trip. I went up to the register, spoke to the guy that works there, and told him I had his drink.
So you're presenting yourself as a police officer with your badge and your gun on the side.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
I do understand that. But my issue with you is, you've seen that. You say because you've never seen me before.
So who do you work for?
Me out of the store.
Who do you work for?
Are you
Who is
looking
DCS?
How long have you been working here?
12 years, 13 years.
How do you not know what DCS is?
There's, like I said, is it Department of Children's Services? What is it? Explain it to me.
I don't have to explain myself to you. If you're gonna give me a ticket for the tail light, you give me a ticket for the tail light.
Okay. You see your license? Who's your supervisor?
What does that have to do with my brake light?
What it has to do with is you've told me you're a police officer or you're an officer for DCS. I've got DCS on the phone. They say you don't work there. So who's your supervisor?
It appears that the suspect has some knowledge of policing, as she chooses to remain silent from this point onward. So, the officer shifts his attention to the passenger in the vehicle, who has remained silent until now. When he requests her identification, he receives a surprising revelation.
I have one of your employees here, Brandy Green. She was with her friend, Petra Edgerton. Brandy decided that she was going to give Petra her badge and her gun to go into Quick Trip and get some food. So I pulled them over for a broken tail light. Petra was driving. She had the badge on and the gun on. When I pulled them over, she identified herself as a DCS officer and then later admitted to not being a DCS officer. And your employee, Brandy Green, admitted to giving her the gun and the badge to go into Quick Trip to get the free food.
After conducting further investigations, both Petra and the actual cop, Brandy Green, admit to their wrongdoing. Following the incident, Brandy resigned from her job at the DCS, while Petra is facing felony charges for impersonation, which carries a potential sentence of up to 5 years in prison.